Should I start, sir?
Yeah. Hello everyone. Welcome to IIT Gate classes. Today we are with Mr. Shivam Suri. He is a MS student at IIT Mandi. So he will be sharing overview of IIT Mandi and MS course at IIT Mandi. Yeah. Please Shivam start.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, sir. Myself, Shivam. I have qualified GATE in Aerospace in 2022 with all India rank 339. And currently, I am pursuing Masters MS from IIT Mandi in Fluid Thermal Department. So here we would like to discuss about some opportunities and options available at IIT Mandi for the MTech and MS courses or PhD courses that you can pursue here. So let's begin. So this is a slight introduction to myself. I got this much score, 465, and I studied IGC, some general category, and I have done my BE in aerospace engineering, and now I'm pursuing MTech under Dr. K. Pradeep. And my work, it is basically the computational thermal load estimation from the rocket exhaust plumes on the base plate due to radiation. So this is a basically slightly new field. Very less people are working on it currently. So this is a problem statement that I have been working on right now. So enough about me. Let's start about IIT Mandi. So you all know IIT Mandi. It is among the 8 new IITs which has been established in 2009. So it is actually in Command area, which is around 12 kilometers from Mandi, and it is nestled in the Shivalik range of Himalayas, where you can see a very beautiful campus alongside a river, which is called as Bull River. And we have like two parts of the campus. One is North Campus and one is South Campus. And there is bus connectivity round the clock every time it is connected via the bus services. So there some schools which is like School of Mechanicals and Material Engineering, School of Biosciences and Bioengineering, School of Computing and Electrical Engineering, School of Civil and Environmental Engineering, School of Chemical Sciences, School of Human and Social Sciences, School of Management, School of Mathematical and Statistical Sciences, and School of Physical Science. So here are some programs which are offered here: BTech, MTech, MSc, MA, MTech R, PhD, MBA. So coming to the infrastructure, IIT Mandi has well robust infrastructure if we look at it through the lens of new ITs, because there are some restrictions and everything has to go through with a pace. So as far as I'm concerned and I know, there are numerical simulation lab, fluid experimental fluid lab, applied cognitive science lab, condensed matter physics lab, modeling and intelligent control group, drone and robotics lab, the one which you are currently seeing on the screen right now. We have X-ray diffraction lab, photonics lab, and others. So if we are talking about the centers which are present at IIT Mandi, we have some good centers like Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics. We have Center for Design and Fabrication of Electronic Device. We have Advanced Material Research Center. And we have one new thing, which is Indian Knowledge System and Mental Health Application Center. We have a BioX Center and some others. So if we start about the courses or specialization which is offered here for MTech and MTech R. So you can see what are the acceptable choices on the right side on the screen. It's visible. So we have mechanical engineering MTech with the specialization option of energy systems. So the requirement basically is you need to have BTech in mechanical, aerospace, production, manufacturing, plus a valid GATE score in mechanical or aerospace. And we have another one, we have MTech in fluid thermal engineering. So in that you need BTech from mechanical, aerospace, chemical, anyone. And you need a gate score in mechanical or aerospace. And also we have here MTech in materials and energy engineering. We have requirement of BTech in mechanical, metallurgical, production, manufacturing, material, chemical, electrical, or any other relevant engineering plus gate score, which is required is any gate score except electronics and communication. So if we talk about, these are the same only. The options available for MS here, or here it is now called as MTech by research, or also PhD. Both options are there in fluid and thermal engineering, then materials and energy engineering, and then for Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics. We have some very good ample amount of extracurricular activities here. Like for sports facilities, we have cricket, badminton, football, volleyball, table tennis, squash, basketball, all these sports facilities. We have some sports events going on around the year, like Raniti, Inter-ITs, KPLs, and we have some good stargazing astronomy workshops and clubs here, which we like. We're doing astrophotography things and such. We have different clubs like Yantrik Club for technical skills upliftment. Then we have Mountain Biking Club, Trekking Club, Programming Club, and all sorts of clubs are also present. We have technical fests by the name going on like Expecto, Exodia, and such. Then we have some literary society, and we have ongoing some research competitions like 3MT, where you have to write a thesis in 3 minutes. So that's it about the extracurricular. Let's the interview experience. So I gave interview for two departments. That was fluid thermal specialization and robotics under School of Mechanical and Materials Engineering. So I would like to begin with my fluid thermal interview experience. Actually, I have combined, slightly combined both the interview experiences. So it is like amalgamation of all the questions that have been asked to me. It is not completely, but slightly mixed. So begin with the interview. Like I had the online interview. It had 4 panel members. So first, I was asked about my interest in research and the field of interest. Like why I want to pursue a research course and why I want to do it at IIT Mandi. And I was asked about my interest of I am actually interested, and is also asked if there is any past research experience I am holding. And then they asked me my favorite subjects or topics, and then the interview began. So whenever the interview starts, in any interview you go, there would be a core rule that they will always start with basic mathematics and maybe something different subjects. So the core is that it will always start with something basics and fundamentals. So whatever was asked to me in mathematics, so they started with simple questions like from linear algebra. So first they asked what can you say about the conditions when a matrix can be orthogonal or singular. And another question to ask to me was, what is the condition for matrix to be invertible? So if you are given two matrices, can we always multiply them? And I was asked some really good questions on having another point of view for linear algebra in linear transformations and matrices, like the significance of eigenvectors and eigenvalues, what it actually does, and what is Ax equals to B signifying, like these questions. And then the very most important part, like this part is always there even if you want to or not. So there will always be a section you will be asked to plot a graph. So maybe you will be asked to plot simple graph first, like cos x, then they'll ask to do a transformation to cos pi by 4 plus x or something. And then there will be slight variations, like they might be asking you plot a graph of exponential of x multiplied with sine of x, or maybe like sine x by x. So any plots like that you will be asked for sure. And from those plots you might be asked some questions like what is the like limits the curve, what is the domain and ranges. So all sorts of basics questions, all the fundamentals from mathematics. So these are mostly covered in almost all the interviews. So next I'll start with my fluid mechanics interview experience. So even in the fluid mechanics interview also, you can see I was asked very basic questions, and they start with very basic questions, and then they tend to advance. So first I was asked what is non-Newtonian fluid, what type of fluid is your blood, and then they asked about like how airfoil produces lift, and they asked about like different shapes. So like cylinders are not able to generate lift on its own. Why? Can you explain? And they also asked like what shapes can produce lift? Can any shape will be able to produce lift? So like these types of questions have been asked. Then they asked a very simple question to draw CP profile for symmetrical airfoil at zero angle of attack. And there was one good question. It seemed to be very like what is a common statement, but they had like they wanted some justification to this. Like they asked why temperature is lower at higher altitudes compared to at lower altitudes. And then some questions I was asked in from numerical methods and CFD, like what do you know about Newton-Raphson method and Simpson's rule, and compare both of them. And something about FVM, F and FEM. So if any of you guys know about this, so that is finite difference method, finite volume method, and finite element method. So these are basically different methods which we use for discretizing and solving in CFD. So I was asked about these things, and I was like, which is the better method? So these are the interview experiences I have shared with you guys. So in the end, I would like to tell you that this is the general thumb rule, that maybe most of the interviews will start with they will ask you your favorite subjects or topics first. Then they will start with the basics and fundamentals, and then they will keep developing them. So the important thing is that you focus on graph plotting, linear algebra. That is the like thumb rule, that you must do these things very properly and well. And you should, because I think on 16th March you will get your results, and trust me, only half of your work is done right now. You have got a good amount of time right now, so you should start reading, and if you have, that's good enough. So like for example, after my exam, I started reading fluid mechanics FM wide, then aerodynamics from JD Anderson. So these things will make you feel better and feel confident, because when you develop your fundamentals well, you will be able to answer well in the interview, even though no matter how they twist your questions. That's only 50% of the work that you have done till now if you have wrote the gate paper. So if you are really willing to take in admission in research programs at IITs, you should focus this time right now on reading as much books as you can. And I wish all the best for for your interviews and all the future aspects ahead. Thank you. So if there is any questions, you can proceed.
Yeah, sure, Shivam. Thank you very much for your excellent sharing. So
Thank you,
briefly,
sir.
I
My
would
pleasure.
like to know, Shivam, apart from IIT Mandi, you have other interview experience, I guess, at IIT
Yes, sir.
Kanpur and
IIT Kanpur I gave, sir. IIT Gandhinagar, IIT Kanpur,
yeah.
and
So
IIT
can you
Mandi.
please share brief on that as well before taking questions?
Sure, sir. So, like, I would like to begin with IIT Kanpur first. For MS, I had given the application. I gave the written test first. It was online based only, CBT based written test. So there was like very basic questions. One was a good level question. So I cleared the written test. Then in the interview there were like 2 to 3 members, panel members, and in that also I was asked the same question, like draw a CP profile, like that question. And there was in mathematics section, first they started with linear algebra. So they gave two matrices and they asked about the conditions. So when can be orthogonal, when it can be singular, and such things. And then they asked me to plot a graph, like the same as I discussed, as mentioned earlier, like sin x by x, e power x sin x, like that, like those curves. So and then in aerodynamics section, these was like fairly straightforward and simple basic questions. And
Good.
sir, I gave IIT Gandhinagar interview. This was under mechanical engineering department. So in that also the format was same, starting with basic mathematics questions, curve plotting, and then some questions from like heat transfer, heat and mass transfer, and thermodynamics. So like I was asked the few like differences between four-stroke and two-stroke engines as such questions. And so one more interview I gave at IIT Indore. So that was for MTech in astronomy course. So there, again, the same pattern was followed for basic mathematics, some linear algebra questions, and then some curve plottings, and then they asked some questions like related to atmosphere. So like they started with sea breeze and land breeze, those types of questions. And one question I was asked was so related to pressure cooker, like why is the difference that pressure cooker, there's a difference in boiling at higher altitudes compared to lower altitudes, like those sorts of questions is like related to real life, when that they actually want us to like apply whatever theory we know into real life problems. So that is the my assessment from the interviews that I have given till now.
Yeah. So thank you, Shivam. One request: if you are okay, please share your webcam so people can see
Yeah,
you.
definitely, sir. So am I visible properly, sir?
Yeah, I think you have. It's yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I think.
Yes, visible. Yeah. So you can go back to slide.
Sure.
Yes, so I think it's really good, and you remember my words you have kept. I told you you become a example for you set an example like previously Shivam Tomar have said. So one more thing I would from you to highlight on a statement of work like statement of purpose SOP and like how to write about that research topic when they fill the application because many students ask. So briefly highlight on that.
Yes, sir. So I would like to give my experience on SOPs because this is what I did. So, for example, that I know what my interest is. So I aligned my interest with the research areas available at different IITs or any places. So I scrolled through every faculties, every research areas, every profiles of every faculties, and what topics they are working on. So I aligned my interest and their interests. Then I started like reading some of their papers. If not paper, then at least I read their abstracts, and then I compiled all those papers, and then I like kind of um, had an overview in my mind that what type of research a faculty is doing, what he is expecting to do, and what he would expect from a research student. So considering all those aspects, I made a list of all the possible places or all the possible faculties to which I can approach for pursuing my research. So after doing this kind of research, so for example, let's say you want to pursue aerodynamics at IIT Bombay, or let's say IIT Madras. So you will go to IIT Madras Aerospace Department webpage. Then you will scroll through all the faculties. You will see all the research options, all the research topics they are working on right now. So you align your interest with that, and then go to faculty pages. There you can see all the papers published by them, or you can go to references and then go to like read as much papers as you can, so that you have a clear idea what actually the research is going on by this faculty. So by doing those things, this is the like first core part. Just after doing this much brief basic research, you can write in your own words. First, the format, it might be like starting with your introduction, and then some of your past experiences, and then a really good reason why you pursue master or any research course, and from wherever you are doing, why is it that you are doing from there only, and why you're choosing that faculty. So these things that might catch the attention of the faculty or the person whoever is reading that SOP. So this is what actually I did. So I think, sir.
Yeah, I guess you have given good insight. So that's how your peers have suggested, and you are suggesting. So that
Yes.
should clear a student query. Those who are keep asking this question.
Yes.
So now we will take up their doubts or their queries. So guys who are watching this session, they can write their queries in chat box. And those who are watching this session, if they like this session, please thumbs up. Sudhir, are you there? I'll suggest everyone, whoever is getting a good or a reasonable qualified marks, like marks around 35. Shivam, with your experience, you can say all of them can get an IIT, right? That
Yes,
is
sir,
my firm
definitely.
belief. Yeah.
Even though, sir, I was not very confident that even in general category and such low score, I would get into an IIT.
But that was our firm belief. So you could get, right? Yeah. I think Sudhir, he has given his gate score. How much gate score? 465, right? What was your gate score, Shivam?
Sir, mine was 465.
465, and marks were around 38, right?
Yes, sir, 38 or 39 approx.
Yeah,
Right, that
yeah.
around
So
that.
Sudhir, 38 marks around and 465 gate score. Clear? Yeah. Anybody else? Any other question? Sudhir, 465. Yeah, you have given, right? Yeah, there you have given gate score and around 38 marks. Yeah, so Shivam, you might have seen this year paper. It was more trickier than last year. So people are getting, bit tensed. What will be the result? But anyway, Boxing Day is coming just 2 days after.
Sir, we are expecting like lower cutoff this year or higher.
Yes, of course. Yeah, cutoff will be lower. Yeah, he's asking one thing: placement opportunities.
Yes, sir. Pardon me that for that, sir. I actually forgot to mention that in the PPT.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I would like to give some insights on the placement
yeah.
options
Sure,
also.
please.
Okay, so like at IIT Mandi, placement options are like good enough for as far as I am concerned, and I know about. I'll talk about my our department only, fluid thermal. In mechanical, the placements are around more than 90%. So whoever has taken admission in MTech or MS, they have got placed. So I'll tell you one scenario where MS student, our senior, he was placed at around 8 LPA. Then another senior, like the most recent senior, he got placed at 10 LPA. The companies that come are like Mahindra and Mahindra, L&T, KPMG, and all these companies. So I think the placement is fair enough, and yes, I think so, sir. That's it.
Yeah, and not to worry about placement because with the time it will improve. And anyway, you are working on a project like of ISRO. There are
Yes,
definite, options to get future work as well. And one good thing which I found, department like robotics and artificial intelligence, they are working. So nothing to
yes,
worry much. Like if someone goes and work hard there, and end of the day after 10 years you will be called IITian. Yeah, okay, that's what matters. You will not be called like you are from IIT Mandi or IIT Madras. You will be an IITian. So I'm very
yes,
happy for your hard work, and you are, because I always say, guys, if you are really interested to get in IIT, it's not necessary you spend one more year. Instead of what you have, you can get, and you have always, chance to write gate again, because in gate there is no barrier, you age limit or attempt. You can anytime write gate and get better score and do what else want. So now there are further question. One is mathematics. So how did you
yes.
prepare mathematics?
So mathematics, what I did is actually revised everything from the fundamentals. I I did not go with any special books or something. Whatever I have done in my bachelor's BTech, I did those things only. But I did like in a very detailed manner and in a very sorted way that I have to develop good fundamentals level. And whatever I did in my BTech only, I did those things only.
Yeah. So one question from my side, like for graph theory and all, what reference you have used? Because usually for mathematics, we suggest for interviews and all, Edwin Krejcik and NCRT books, no other
Yes.
reference. Yeah.
Yes.
And one more question is there, ki how many hours we should spend for preparing every day? Akriti, it depends on you how many books you want to read. But we will say like 2 3 hours, like you sit and read one chapter on some good number of pages of your area of interest, including mathematics. What do you say on that?
Yes, sir. So I would like to begin with the first question. So for
Yeah.
graph plottings, there is a very good book. So you guys might be knowing about it. It is by Aryan publication by name Play with Graphs. So if you do that book only, it is more than sufficient that you will have a good grasp on the graph plottings.
So it
And
is Play with Graphs. What is the book then?
yes, Play with Graphs by
Wow,
Aryan
nice.
publication.
I was not knowing. Thank you. Yeah, with Amit Agrawal. Yeah,
Yes,
Play
sir.
with Graphs. Yeah, good, 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 good. Yeah. So next,
And sir, for next question, so like it's as like how much hours should we study or how much books, right, sir?
how much hours every day?
Every day. So like it's not a like common thing or common thumb rule that you should study at in this much hours only. That is not fixed thing. Based on how much time you get, it is also like based on your like interest and based on your uh, the level of dedication that you want to pursue. So if I talk about myself, I used to study whatever I did in gate, so cut that in like cut to 70% of the time. So I think in a day I used to study about 2 to 10 hours. So I think that would be more than sufficient if you have consistency every day. Read at least something every day.
Yeah,
So
2 to 3 hours should be
yes,
more than enough. Yeah. Sir, can you suggest some good for turbo machinery? Yes, Roger Cohen is the one of
yes.
the good book. Roger Cohen, Sudhir. And you can refer some good NPTEL lectures also, Mr. Sudhir, for interview purpose, because for interview, V Ganeshan kind of book will not help.
Yes.
What you
So we
suggest,
need
Shivam?
like elaborative theory textbooks,
Yes,
mostly for authors.
yes. Which gives the practical approach and example.
Right. Sir.
Yes, so one question is there from Muskan. What is she says? Every branch interview will same because there are 3 to 4 branches that can apply or prepare separate for that. I think it will be separate interview, right? For MS, it will be separate every branch. What you say,
Yes,
Shivam?
sir. Like, so if we are applying for like more than one specialization, there will be more than one interview. Like, so I gave info robotics as well as fluid thermal, so two separate interviews.
Okay, good. Yeah, so any other question, guys? And again, I'm saying those who are watching this session, if like this session, please thumbs up. It will motivate us. You guys can like this session, and you guys can always be free to share with your friends. Those may be getting reasonable marks in GATE exam, but may not very good marks, because IGC believe in providing firm and strong, post-GATE guidance, Shivam, because that's how you 55 people got in different IITs and ISC, just
Yes.
because
I,
of our determination.
yes.
Yes, yes. There is one question: how to prepare for that? Means what, Muskan? He has already shared guidelines for preparation. Muskan, what exact question you have? Robotics. Can you highlight how you prepared for robotics interview?
Sure, sir. So actually, it was one and all same because the mathematics part would be the same for all departments, right, sir? And only thing that was different for robotics was I had to like revise some coding concepts, programming concepts, and I had like revised some questions on quadcopters, some questions on computer vision, on drones, like that. So like in robotics interview, I was asked good amount of questions on quadcopters, its basic principles, how like how it flies, how it generates lift, how it turns, how it maneuvers, so all sorts of questions. So that was my like strategy for the robotics interview.
Okay, good, good. And in fact, we have one session by Mr. Vishwas Gajera. He is in robotics department at ISC Bangalore on
Yes.
Wednesday. So he can also highlight, and he has attended at IIT Bombay that control and guidance also. So Muskan, you will get further insight on Sam. Okay, it's clear. Vijay Sai currently no alumni of IGC at NITI, but we know one person who got a very good rank earlier days, not from IGC, but joined NITI. So mostly around 900 gate score. Yeah. Is Muskan? Uh, it's clear. So what you can do, Shivam,
Yes, sir.
you can share me briefly of that robotics preparation guideline. How you have prepared, I will pass on. Okay.
Sure, sir. I will do it in like elaborative detail. Then I will pass.
Yeah, Sudhir, we have students at IIT Hyderabad for self-sponsored seat. So the person will provide guidance on SAM. And he was around 230 rank, Sudhir. 235 A or 235, I guess. Who is in IIT Hyderabad?
Sir, I think he's Mr. Anirudh K.
Yeah,
He's in
Anirudh.
IT.
Did you apply IIT Hyderabad
Yes, sir.
sponsorship?
I gave the like written test only for IT
Oh,
Hyderabad. That was
okay. But
offline test there
for
in mechanical.
self-sponsored seat?
No, sir, not for self, but like regular course.
Then fine, because he's asking self-sponsorship. So the Mr. Anirudh will give better idea, hopefully, Sudhir. Next
Right.
week we will have. This year we are fully packed. You know, every day we have a session, and result is also coming. So next week Anirudh will catch on Anirudh also. He told me one day he is ready to provide his part. Yeah. So any other question, guys? So I think Shivam, they are not having any more questions. So thank
Yes.
you very much for
Thank you, sir.
accepting my invitation and joining for this session. And I believe keep working hard. See, gate result is altogether different thing what we do in 3 hours. But end of the day in life, sincerity matters, and which you have. And keep working hard, finish your masters in shortest time, and get as best what you want in your future. Thank you very much for joining
Thank you.
this session.
Sir, I would like
Okay.
to take just 30 seconds of your time.
Yeah, sure, please.
Yes, sir. And I think it would like sync with most of the fellow students who are watching it right now also. So
Yeah.
like when I got such low score of 465 and being in a general category student, so I was a bit disappointed in myself. Like I didn't even think that I will be going to an IIT. So what actually helped was the post-gate guidance sessions and all the like good suggestions and advice by Dinesh sir. So that actually sir kept us through that, and we were able to like cope up with that situation and prepare for the interview as well. So even taking your sessions only, we like applied whatever options we had available at that time,
Uh,
and like with your session only I am here, and sir I'll be forever thankful to you for this. So thank you very much, sir.
it's kind of crying moment for me because some days back people told we are IITians Fraud Institute. You might be knowing or not, but nevertheless, in my life, I'm very strong person. So I'll not care who says what. But the one thing which I feel like, okay, people can say about me or IGC anything, but end of the day, it is not hampering me. It is hampering the student community
Right, sir.
when they are misguided. Okay, so there are many institute, simply they say you have got this rank, it's a worst rank, you sit at home, again pay us money, prepare well, but nothing like these kind of things works. At least at those institutes where they cannot teach everything, they cannot complete syllabus on time, they don't have resources to teach. I'm bringing all these point on this forum because these are the recent the issues which, and sometimes what happens, Shivam,
Yes,
students study at one place and they are not able to get rank, and then they join us as a distance learner. You have
right, sir.
seen the kind of support IGC provide to every student, irrespective they join test series or they join distance learning, online program, target gate course, crash course. For me, all are one, right? Whoever
Right, sir.
study well, whoever who will ask me, I will never misguide. So that is my way of working, and I will be keep doing because my ideal is Kalam sir. Okay, and I'm an aero engineer in not like as I told by chance or something, or some people even not started their engineering by the time I have completed. Already I am now 15 plus years of experienced engineer. So let them tell whatever they want. But on this forum, we have honest intention. You all know, right? And we'll be keep guiding everybody, including IGCians. But my preference, Shivam, is very clear. We want to support only IGC students and self-learning students. We are not that bothered to support any other coaching institutes student. I want to be very clear in this. Why? Because today's world is too competitive, and if you are not valuing our work, or you cannot defend us when your own institute tells us many things, and it is happening every year, Shivam. In past also, in some common groups, people will write blah blah blah, many things. So sometimes it hurts, and this time even one full day I was keep thinking, writing. So these are not good actually. Being aero community is very small in India. We are not like in lakhs, right? We are only in
Yes.
few thousands. So thank you very much, Mr. Shivam, for listening me, and accepting my all advices, whatever I have given to you all, and we'll be keep guiding. Future is long, right? So it will be a
Right,
good
sir.
journey together. So thank you all.
Yes, sir.
So we
Thank
can
you, sir.
wind up
Thank you.
now. Yeah. So all the best to you all, whoever have watched this session and watching. And IGC has very clear intention. We want to make all engineers better engineers, and we all want success for uh, everybody. Okay, whoever have believe in us. Yeah, thank you. So thank you, Shiva. We'll end this session. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. My pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much.